Hello again, I am Jim Bob. Welcome back to another episode of Jimsville and some more City Skylines PS4 edition action. So, as you left us last time, we were trying to figure out exactly what was wrong with this junction here, and I've done a little bit of tweaking and it seems to be moving a little bit better. And what I've also done is added in some additional bus routes as well. So let's take a quick look at what those are. See, we have an awful lot of people on this terminal here. This bus is a bus service that runs direct to Johto and back. No stops, just going from terminal to terminal. This line here is our industrial line, the yellow line. So that's feeding people to and from our industrial sector. This red line here, this is a new line. I suppose it's more of a maroon line. It's a deleted line is what it is. Let's put that back in. Didn't mean to delete that. Let's find a decent colour. I don't want a pink bus. Cycle through the colours, trying to find. There we go. This is a decent colour. So what we're going to do here is. Oh, hang on a minute. All we did was we deleted a stop. So it looks as though that line is still actually running. Let's just delete that. So right from here. Oops. Creating a new line again. I don't want to do that. There we go. There we go. Right, so from here, this wants to loop in, and I'll put it just there for now. So this red line, we can find a red line bus. There's one. So this line here is to kind of feed our services area. So if we follow this bus here, obviously it picks up at the terminus and then runs to the station, which is now actually starting to get quite busy, which is good. We're starting to get quite a few people using the station. Drops off at the station or picks up from the station. Runs along here and then runs along our upgraded triple lane road all the way to the stadium. So you can see we're using that surface roundabout there. Picks up at the stadium and then very simply just loops back around, back to the station, and then back to the terminus, so that we have a nice steady flow of transport from our stadium to our rail hub and also to our bus terminal, so that they can use other bus lines as well, be it the residential line or the line to Johto. We are going to add in a line that will take us out all the way up to Chellington in a moment as well. This is just the conclusion of the line here. So you can see it'll go in. Got a queue of buses there. And there we go, it completes the line. So all those people there, a lot of them are spilling out onto this line here. This is becoming an insanely busy line. It really is. I need to see if I can maybe tweak the budget on that line itself. So let's see, can I amend that line? I might need to actually find one of the buses for that line. Is that one there? I think it might be. It is. Okay, so Let's wait for this bus to come out of the terminal. There we go. So, I don't want to delete the line. I can have it active during the day, during the night, or both. We'll leave it active just during the day at the moment. I can rename that particular line if I want to, but I can't amend its budget, which is a bit frustrating. It'd be nice to be able to have budget control over individual lines, so you can choose a specific line that's very, very busy, for example, to have way more buses than others. One way around that would be perhaps to double the number of, double the route, so have 2 bus services running the exact same route. Maybe that would help alleviate some of that traffic, or pedestrian traffic. But look how many people are using that bus service to Kanto. So many. It's a shame we don't have more people using the bus line, the station line. Maybe if we created a line just from a shuttle service from Kanto to Johto, maybe that would be helpful. Because at the moment we just have the one line that kind of shuttles through all, so it's a long wait for a train in some cases. Let's do that. Let's create a shuttle line. So we want to go to trains, and we want to create a new line. That's not the colour I want. That'll do. That's not a bad colour. And we'll shuttle that to there. And then we'll shuttle that back again. There we go. And hopefully that'll help improve bus services, a little bit. The amount of people using the bus, it'll give them more options, so we won't have this huge long queue. Let's look to amend this service a little bit if we can. Looks like that one's gone out of service, perhaps. I don't know. Maybe not. Not letting me amend that one. Maybe it's because it's night time. Let's try this one. Yeah, it won't let me amend that either. Maybe again because it's night. What else was I going to do? I was going to add a route all the way up to Chellington, wasn't I? So let's do that. So let's go to bus lines. Let's create a new line here. Let's try and find a similarly matching colour. There we go. And where is Chellington? Chellington's all the way up here, isn't it? So where's our stop? There it is. Let's tag that stop. And then complete the line. Oh, it's got a trophy, City in Motion. Maybe it's for having a number of active bus lines. Or maybe it's just for a certain number of passengers in total. I'll have to look into that one. Come on, you give me that purpley colour before. Give it to me again. That's close enough. We'll get this to run all the way up to here. And then come all the way back again, so we have one going up to Emerald Valley slash West Coast. There we go. So we have our active lines now. It's going to mean an awful lot of bus traffic on this line here. I think we may possibly have to make that two-way. One-way instead of two-way. We'll see. But it means we are going to get an awful lot of buses coming up here. Especially when daytime hits. And already you can see, look at the way the pedestrians are just charging across to various different platforms there, trying to get onto those different bus lines. Alright, so it's daytime again, so I should now hopefully have editing control. Just pause. No. No. That's annoying. But we're looking quite healthy population-wise. Again, I mean, apart from a couple of noise complaints and the odd death, you know, everything's looking pretty smooth and sorted over here. So I think now's the time for us to really start expanding a new district over here for residential. So let's start planning something over here. I want to draw off this main line here because this is a proper line that's actually flush with the border. So if we just kind of draw up a line here. I don't really want to go too close like that if I can help it. There we go. Leave a little bit of a gap. So how far was that? So you could just go all the way across, couldn't we? Like that. So that was 3. Okay, we'll make that one 2.5 because of the roundabout, and obviously noise is going to be an issue. Let's go across here, 3. Like that. And again, that's going to be kind of like the heart of our residential. So what I might do actually is upgrade that road that runs through the middle to 2-lane. That because we can actually run buses straight down the middle that way to service all of these individual sort of residential sections that we're putting in. It is time for us to really try and crank up the number of people that we have here, so we can get to putting in more commercial, some offices as well. I really want to start to see, you know, our road system being tested and, you know, put through a stress test. And we can't do that until we have extra people in here. Why doesn't it want to connect up properly? There we go. So we have our kind of residential zone over here. It's pretty basic, it's pretty straightforward. That'll do me. You know, we're not going for anything amazingly artsy or stylish. We just want something nice and functional. This is kind of a large-scale test, this whole area, to see how well it holds up with heavy traffic use. And let's bring something off here as well. Let's actually just bring all the way across. So I can bring something over here, and then I can actually add in a little bit more over here. We can have some services over here as well, perhaps. You know, some police and some fire, etc. Maybe even another hospital over here. There we go, and let's just go up one that way as well. That'll do. What else can we put in? Let's actually push this up a bit more like this and create a road, sort of a road going across the top like that. There we go. And we'll loop that around there. We'll loop that across there like that, and then instead of having a line there, we loop it that way. Do the same over here. So that wants to get that way, and then I just want a little downspout just there. It's just a way to try and fill some of those gaps. I want to leave a couple of them so I've got space for some of the larger things like parks, etc. But there we go. We have a nice new additional residential area. Just got to be wary, obviously, of the pollution from that. So we won't be building along this side of the road or down here. We'll have a little bit of a gap. But let's put in some services on this bit. So we want a hospital. That'll drop in quite nicely here just off the roundabout. Seems like a good place for it. Let's get a crematorium in as well. Where can we put a crematorium? Actually, I don't see any reason why we can't put a crematorium just there. We'll have to scatter a couple more of those around, I think. We're going to have a cemetery in this section because we don't have one on this part of the, well, this area, really. So let's put a cemetery in just here. And let's start throwing in some decorative features as well. Don't want a playground next to a cemetery. It's a little bit morbid, isn't it? Having a playground and a cemetery right next to each other. Let's just see if we can stick a park in there instead. Not quite. It's just one too wide, isn't it? So if that's the case, let's stick the park there. And let's move that to the opposite side of the road. And then we can have them side by side. There we go. That's a little bit better. What else can we put in? It's a shame we can't put in like a pond of some kind or a mini lake. That would be quite nice. Just to have like some water features. Let's put another small park in over here. I don't want it to be completely mirrored. I want there to be a little bit of variety in the way things are placed, even though we kind of mirrored our road network. I don't want there to be complete, you know, mirrors images everywhere. That'll do. It's a nice spot for a park there, just I think. Let's put our other services in over here as well. So let's put in some police. Again, we'll go with the police headquarters. We'll get them facing that way. And then we can put the fire services behind them against the main road, so they can actually get out quicker. It's more important for them to break out quickly. And there we go, we have nice good access for them. Let's get some education in over here. So, do I want a second university? I don't know, actually, if I want to put a second university in. I'm thinking probably not, but I do want another high school. This seems like a good area for schools. Let's get a high school in there. Let's get an elementary. We'll put that opposite. We can get a playground in around here as well. Let's go with a large playground. We haven't had a large playground for a while. The large playground wouldn't fit there even if I wanted to. But we'll stick the large playground, I think, just there. Like so. And let's go with... Is that the only plaza? There's the other one, plaza with trees. Maybe get a plaza with trees next to our high school like that. There we go. Can we get a large park in? We haven't put a large park in at all yet. We can if we put one over here. Won't quite fit there. Unless we were to take a piece of road out. Although I would quite like to have a nice park here in the middle of our commercial zone if we can. Where's our bus road? Oh, it's just there, isn't it? It splits them down. I'm thinking... Oh, we've got one there as well. Yeah, that works. Okay, let's actually take out that piece of line like that. A piece of road. And let's try dropping in a large park in this space if we can. Just seeing if we can actually get two in. We can't quite. That looks pretty central. It's not going to be exactly perfect, just, you know, with one space out. But that looks pretty good. We'll push it, actually, we'll push it all the way across to there. And then we'll just extend that road a little bit more. All the way up to there. There we go. So we have nice access on foot that way. What other features can we put in? We don't have a skate park, do we? We were going to have a skate park last time out. We put it down and then we kind of ripped it up almost immediately. Let's put a skate park in. And let's put one of those in near the school. Actually, yeah, let's take that out there. Let's put the skate park in next to the school like that. So there we go, our little kiddie winkles have got a playground to play with, and then our slightly bigger kids have got something slightly more grown up for them to play with. What else can we drop in? This is going to be our kind of office slash city area. Can we squeeze a clinic in here against this? We can't, not quite. We could squeeze a crematorium or two in here, though. Let's just put the one in. Actually, I kind of want to keep as little traffic on that road as possible, because it's going to be busy with all these buses, plus anything coming up off there as well. So, yeah, I don't think I'll put one there. I might just put a plaza in there instead, if we can squeeze a plaza in. No, the plaza's too wide as well. Okay, well that screws up that idea. Right, this plaza, it's a little bit different. Let's have a look at some unique buildings as well, and see what else we can add in. What is this? A modern art museum. Yeah, let's throw one of those in to our city centre area. Oh, almost had it for a second then. There we go. Oh, and that fits perfectly in that gap, doesn't it? Look at that. Beautiful. So we've got a modern art building. What else have we got? The Brandenburg Gate. A Statue of Liberty. A fantastic fountain. Statue of Shopping. Plaza of the Dead. Lazarette Plaza. Statue of Wealth. Mall of Moderation. That sounds perfect for our sort of commercial heart over here. It's just a little bit too wide, isn't it? It's just a fraction too wide. Alright, well over here we can get it in. Let's drop that in there on the corner. There it is, our Mall of Moderation. What else do we have here? Fountain of Life and Death. Transport tower, that thing's going to be huge. An opera house. I don't really want an opera house. Expo centre. Science centre. I want to save some of these for other areas. So that'll do for those. Let's throw in some more commercial zoning. Actually, we're going to need some more police over here and some fire in our centre as well. The right one. So we'll get these opposite our mall. Like so. Now it'll give us nice good police and fire coverage across the map. We've got some over here. We've got some over here. We're going to have a lot of offices over here as well. We'll probably stick a few offices in here. We can actually break this up a little bit because these are quite long, stretchy pieces. Although that one, I'm going to zone all of that as residential, like so. And I'll put a split down this one. Doesn't have to be exactly perfect, but kind of halfway. That's not bad. There we go. Actually, I'm going to make those residential as well, but I will keep the split in. So let's zone in some more commercial. Obviously, we want this to be a sort of commercial area around here. Like that. Demolish that tree. Oh no, we still can't put anything there. Put our commercial in like that. Almost at a point where we can get rid of these power lines as well. But I want to start zoning in some office space. I like the idea of having offices around our Museum of Modern Art like that. And let's start adding in that extra residential over here as well. So I want to zone all of this like so. Yeah, we'll put residential there. Actually, no. Let's Let's put a little bit of commercial in there. Just a little bit. We'll drop a block of residential in there as well. And there. And that should helpfully create us a nice connected power grid. We are going to need more commercial, I think. That seems like a good block. Like that. And that potentially frees that up for offices and that up for offices as well. And then we could have maybe a bit more commercial along here. So, yeah, that seems like a good chunk of stuff to throw in. Let's start everything zoning in and see what it looks like. See this thin line that we have here, this single strip running all the way along here. And let's push on towards 40,000 people. Let's put in some temporary power lines as well. Let's see. That park. I don't know if there's anything else zoned in over there off the top of my head. But we'll connect up to that, like so. That'll put power in there. We definitely need to add power to our services over here. Like so. Can we get services over here? Not without zoning through these districts like this. We'll just have to kind of live with that. Is that close enough? Yes, it is. Excellent. Wasn't sure if we'd actually be close enough to pick the power up there. Everything over there is fine. It's just this little bit here. I don't think we zoned anything in that gap there, did we? So I know this is all zoned here though. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, that's all zoned there, but only as far as the edge of the road. So we can drop in just here like that. And there we go. Everything's connected up. So we are now adding in the next stage of Kanto, and this is going to be the real test of this layout now, is to see whether or not all this extra traffic can be coped with. We're going to get a huge influx of residential traffic coming in off the freeway very shortly. Plus, we're also going to have a large increase in commercial traffic as well. Something's trying to burn down over there. Are we dealing with it? Yes, we are. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see just whether our road network holds up to these new increases that we're dropping in over here. Hopefully it will, and we'll find that out in the next episode. So thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and we'll be back with some more Jimsville and City Skylines PS4 action very soon.